All right, and we're going to start on our back. So find that position on your back. We're going to bend the knees and take the feet about hips width apart. Arms come out. To take the and then knock the knees together, just holding there rather than holding the legs up in that position. And this is our passive rest position. So a great way to let go. We still have some friends joining us here. So just stay there on your back. If you're just joining, we're starting on our back. And then here we'll start to pay attention to the breath. If you can, breathe. Exhale out of the mouth. And then trying to make our breath equal. So the amount of air coming in equal to the amount of air going out, and vice versa. So you may count the same number going in, same number going out. Noticing our chest, our belly rise and fall as we breathe. Notice the back body as you breathe. You're expanding and pressing a little bit more into the mat, the floor. So let's just take a couple more breaths, just like that. And we'll slowly start to release the arms if they're overhead. And we're going to take right knee into the chest here. So right knee comes into the chest. You could keep that left knee bent or extend the left leg long, either or, but hugging right knee in, and we're just going to circle out the foot here. So getting some movement in the ankle, moving in one direction a few more times. Keep that going, and then circling the other direction. There we go. I had my mat adjusted a different way tonight, but I like it better my usual way. All right, now we're going to take our hands underneath the knee or back of the thigh, and we're going to get that movement in the knee joint here. So straighten and bend, straighten and bend. A few times. You might feel your hamstring a little bit or a lot of it. And then go ahead and release, and we'll take the hands or hand to the knee and circling, getting into the hip socket. So circling that knee, These can be bigger circles or smaller. And we'll circle the other way. Just really getting that movement, getting that joint loose. All right, and release. And then we'll hug that knee. Take it over to the side. I think we're right here, right side. And then hug the knee in towards the shoulder. So taking the knee wide and then hugging it in. Couple breaths right here. And then we'll go ahead and release, take that foot to the floor, and we'll do that to the other side. So left knee into the chest, and you may extend that right leg long instead. So that left knee comes in, and then we'll circle our foot. Get that movement. Get the blood, so just get the circulation moving before we stretch. All right, and then hands come behind that knee or thigh, and then just straighten and bend the leg here. Straighten and bend. Perfect, and then that knee, circling the knee, getting into the hip socket. So we're moving the femur around in that hip socket, loosening up there. What in the world? So sorry. Usually doesn't come through my computer. Sorry about that. All right, circling in that one direction, couple more times, and then we'll circle the other way. Circle, circle, other way. And then release that circling, take that knee, left knee all the way over to the left shoulder. Taking a couple big breaths. And release. Extend that leg out. And just feeling the legs here, and we're going to make our way onto our side and press ourselves up to a seat. So do that as you're ready. We'll take our time, no rush. All right, once you're seated, go ahead and extend those legs out in front of you. And we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So finding our sit bones on the floor. Feet could be a little apart or closer together. And then let's sit up tall first. So find some length in that spine. You might reach the arms up. Inhale. And then exhale, we'll fold forward, coming over those legs. We'll take some time here, so no need to rush it or push it right away. We'll ease into it, releasing the lower back, the hamstrings, and eventually letting the head come forward if that's okay in the neck. And you can always bring a cushion under the belly here, or maybe underneath the arms. Support the head somehow. We're going to hold this one. So whenever we can support the body in any way, with a prop or holding our head. It's beneficial for our nervous system or just letting go of the body in general. Gives us the opportunity to ease into the stretch rather than rush into it. And then just noticing around the face, are we holding on to any tension in the forehead or the jaw? Try to release that. Maybe open the mouth a little. Don't let the teeth squeeze, clench, just release, open. We can practice that equal breath here, breathing in the same amount of air that we're breathing out, or same length. We'll just take another 5 breaths or so here. Last breath. Get ready to come out. And then inhale. Next inhale, slowly come out with the head, come up last. And just take a moment, pause, feel the body. And then let's go ahead, and we're still keeping our right leg straight in front of us here. We're going to cross the left leg, either a figure 4 or crossing all the way over. So we're stacking knees to that half shoelace position. So bottom leg can stay straight either way, and then we'll fold forward from there. So adjust as you need. And then we'll fold forward, maybe reaching for that foot. If you're in that half shoelace, you might stack the fists, create a little pillow for the forehead as you come forward. And if you're really wanting more here, you could always bend the bottom leg in and come into that full shoelace position. And then fold forward. So we've got a couple options here. We won't be here super long, but long enough to find some release in that hip, the hamstring. And then just hold there, breathe. Let's take one more inhale. One more exhale. Next inhale, come out of the fold and then unravel the legs, straightening them both once again in front of us. And you can take a little windshield wiper side to side. Great way to release the hips. And then here we go, left ankle crosses, either that figure 4 or, oops, I did the wrong side. Other side, half shoelace or that figure 4 or the full shoelace. Coming into the fold as you're ready. Find your breath. With every exhale, we might release a little more the body. Couple more breaths on this side. And then on your next inhale, we'll slowly come out of that. Nice and easy, unravel the legs. Give them a shake or windshield wiper. All right, let's move on, taking our right foot behind us. So we're coming onto the top of the foot and coming into this half hero position. So this is going to be a pretty good ankle stretch. You could always sit up on something. Blanket here is always nice. And we're going to work with this, or we're going to take it back. So hands come back. We can lower back onto the elbows. And then maybe we're just there. Or we might be able to come all the way back, taking head back to the floor and then back of the shoulders down. So it can be a pretty good stretch for our quad. So you can always do the half option where you're just resting back on the hands or elbows. And that right leg can bend or keep straight. And then we'll settle in here. I know this can sometimes be a lot on the foot, the ankle. But really breathe into it here. So good for all the workouts we do barefoot. Great to get this stretch. Great to breathe here. On your next inhale, if you come back, we'll just start to make our way out the same way we came in. So we'll start to lift the heart up, wiggle those elbows underneath you, press into the hands, lift up through the heart, and then release that right leg or whatever leg you had back. I feel like I'm mirroring you and then I'm not. So just shake out that leg and then we'll take it to the other side, that half hero. Coming onto the top of the foot, try not to flex the foot in any way. Keep there on the top of the foot. And then you might just stay here, maybe sitting up on a blanket, or we'll make our way back. So hands come back, maybe just there. Maybe we take it back to the elbows. Eventually head comes back and then shoulders to the floor if you want to come all the way back. So come to a place you can breathe rather than bringing more tension in. So we don't need to push ourselves here. Come out if you need. Check in with the breath. And just take another 3 to 5 breaths. If you've come all the way back, we'll prepare to move out. So lifting up through that heart, wiggle those elbows underneath, lift the heart, press into the hands, head comes up last, and release that leg, shake it out. One, straight back to our backs. So soles of the feet together, we'll butterfly here. Finding that external rotation in our thigh. And then we will fold forward. Rounding the back is okay. Let the head go. So this is the external rotation in that half hero. We were doing the opposite, the internal rotation for the hip. So we're countering that here. Taking it into the opposite stretch. So a few more breaths.
Here we go. Sorry about that. All right. Well, good timing. We're coming onto our back. Once you're there, hug the knees into the chest.
We've made it back here, full circle from where. Now we're going to take it into a bit of shape, holding for a couple minutes on each side. So straighten out those legs, and then we'll walk the legs over to the right. Lift the shoulders up and over to the right. And then take the arms out, maybe into that T, or starting to bring the arms overhead more. So we're stretching left side here. So you might even take the left ankle, cross it above the right ankle, and then settle in there. Banana shape in the body, side body stretch. This is one of my favorites. Because that side body stretch is just so important. Create space for us to breathe bigger. So we're opening along the rib cage, making space for our lungs to expand more. Bring in more breath, more oxygen. Next breath, we'll start to release the arms, walk the hands or legs, heels back to center. And then we'll shoulders up and over to the left, taking the arms wherever feels comfortable, where we're not reaching, and where both shoulder blades can be down on the floor. So if one side of our shoulders is lifting up, take the arms a little wider. And then settle in there, find stillness. As we breathe and release. Take a couple more breaths here. And then we'll release the arms, walk the feet, heels back to center, and just take those arms alongside the body, keeping the palms to face up. Shavasana. And I did take us right into time, a minute over here. So if you do have the time, stay here for another minute or two. If you're ready to get up, or when you're ready to get up slow, bringing movement slowly back into the body. And back up to a seat and stand slowly. So please enjoy this rest here for as long as possible, and I will log us off. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful sleep. Namaste.